is James Kalm, the guy on the bike, and today we're coming to you from 11th Avenue in Chelsea, and we're going to pay a visit to the Thorp Gallery for a view of a new collection of paintings by Katherine Bradford, and the title of this group of paintings is By Land and by Life. So let's see how they look. And here we are at the Thorp Gallery. We're very lucky here. We've got an opportunity to speak with Kathy before the mobs, the throngs, come in for the opening. So, okay, go ahead. Tell us about the title of this painting.
The title of this painting is Art Students Throwing Their Paintings Off the Bridge or Into the River. And
are these your students?
Well, there's a bridge in Philadelphia where I teach that looks a lot like this. The painting started out with this shape, which I didn't know whether it was an anteater or a bridge, but I could sort of see little people in the beginning stages, so I made it into an art students throwing their painting off the bridge. And I made a little card of it and gave it to a lot of my art students, and they didn't think it was funny at all.
They didn't think it was funny?
No.
Okay.
But to me, it hits a note of humor. Maybe we talk about this one.
Yes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the new pieces, some of the larger pieces that you've been doing?
The space in this is rather like a stage, and all these figures seem to be passing, but not relating. I sort of thought of Robert Wilson a little bit, in that he has a big stage space and very tall figures, sort of outside figures. But I like the way they glow in the dark. And then, for some reason, I had them connected to these strings of paint up to this level up here.
You know, when I actually looked at the card that you sent out for the show, of course I could sort of see the figures sort of floating over the water or something like that, but it also made me think of fireworks displays, the kind of things that we see here in New York over the bay every 4th of July.
Yeah, I was going down the avenue one night when it was raining, and that same light looked just like car lights and so on.
Now these are oil on canvas?
These are oil on canvas. I did just suggestions of figures so that the colored marks would remain marks. I didn't want to get too much into depicting pieces. This is a painting of figures standing up in boats coming towards us. It's an ocean scene. I've got all this briny sea, and I wanted to get some bright colors in it so that it wouldn't read as a marine seascape. So I tried to subvert any kind of conventional nautical reading by populating it with these people.
And what's the title of this piece?
It's called Desire for Transport.
Desire for Transport.
Yes. Desire to be transported. And you know, there's a lot of love of the state of Maine in my work. So this is a little Maine island. And the feeling of being out on the ocean at night.
And there's almost a Turner-esque sense with the colors and the reflections that you're having there on the water and everything. It's very, very appealing set of colors that you have, and the contrast and things. It's very nice.
I was not too appealing.
Why don't you talk about these a couple of these smaller pieces over here?
Well, you know, for years I've been doing groups of women.
That's right, the Bathers series.
And so, just as a dare to myself, I decided to do a group of men, frontal.
Oh,
out in
let's get a close-up on here. Yeah, okay.
I'm not very big on details. I'm not sure you're going to be rewarded by the details here. But
as long as they're big details, that's all we're worried about here. Okay.
So these men are out in the bay, and they're...
What's the title of this piece?
Men in Bay.
Let's look at this one too. We've got a sunbather.
Well, this is a beach scene, not necessarily. I don't know. I think it's sort of angst-ridden beach scene.
It's a beautiful piece.
There was a little beach umbrella there, but I took it out.
Yeah, it looks like it got washed away by the tide.
Yeah, there's some feeling of sand.
Yeah, that's been shaped by water.
Yeah, the beaches in Maine are not. They're very raw, and if you lie down a lot, you're just covered with sandstorm.
This piece is called Whale Painting, 2006. Oil on canvas, 40 by 60 inches. Here we've got our little Moby Dick with all of his colorful harpoons in him. It's actually a very delicate or very decorative group of harpoons. And now we're speaking with Peter Acheson. You've known Kathy for quite a while, right?
I've known her since about 1983.
That is quite a while. And you're also one of the people that were pioneers in the Williamsburg art community.
I think she's both a grandmother and a young admirer and enthusiast, I'd say.
Kathy's been a presence and a very supportive person in the Williamsburg art scene for a long time.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that she's made a big leap with this show because she really has stepped up. The scale is bigger, the colors are richer, the contrasts are stronger.
The images are more defined and yet very mysterious.
And I think she's really, she's really put it out there. Anyway, this is Peter Acheson. Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
In this gallery we have 3 big ship paintings. And here we've got Chris Martin. So, Chris, you like the show? And I understand that you wrote a review for the May issue of the Brooklyn Rail or an interview with
Acheson and I and Kathy did a conversation with the Rail.
That sounds great.
We're very excited.
I'll be looking for it on the newsstands.
Fucking proud of Kathy Bradford.
Beautiful. Great. Thanks, Chris. And this piece is called Sinking the Rebel Monster. It's a very eye-catching piece here. This is James Kalm reporting on the By Land and By Life show by Kathy Bradford at the Ed Thorp Gallery. Thanks, Kate.